Today is really nice weather. When the weather is nice, he dances, and he does not stop. In the 2 years that I've been here making these montage-y videos, I realized that I've never sat down and explained who I am. It's kind of embarrassing to say, but I have over 150 unanswered emails on my YouTube inbox. I've been going through some of them and sending replies to some people, but most of them ask the same questions, so I just wanted to, take the time to explain who I am and how I came here and why I feel like I'm qualified to give you advice in the first place. So let's just start in the beginning. Yeah, so summer of 2005, I was 17 years old when I first came here. I did my 12th year of high school in Miyazaki Prefecture, which is down south, and I was the only English speaker that I knew there, and it was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably one of the hardest experiences in my entire life, was coming to Japan and not being able to speak Japanese, not being able to communicate with the other kids my age. But, as hard as that experience was, I think it was the best decision I've ever made for myself. I mean, I guess it's often said that nothing worth happening comes without struggle, and during that time, my desire to communicate and to stop being lonely was so great that it drove me to spend, all my lunch times in the library studying Japanese and then going out and trying and failing, but then trying again and again, and secure some pretty important connections that continued throughout my whole life, even until now in Japan. And so, yeah, hardest experience ever, but that's no excuse not to do it. So if you're in high school and you're thinking about doing an exchange, I don't care if it's scary. I don't care if you're afraid that you can't understand, because you will eventually learn. You'll grow up so much and you'll become a much more admirable adult because of it. And that is worth the struggle. I can't explain it, but I would just completely recommend it to anyone. So after Miyazaki, I went back to Canada to graduate with my school, the school I was registered with. I came back. So Kumamoto, 2006 to 2007, I worked there for a year on a working holiday visa. And anyone who wants to come to Japan and see if they like it, just test the waters, then I encourage getting a working holiday visa and just coming over for that 1 year before deciding if your whole life belongs here. As well, if you have the working holiday visa available in your country, it's probably a good idea to check out the embassy, the consulate or whatever, see what they can tell you, give you information. Most places like that have little pamphlets on Japan and stuff, I don't know. So then now, I went back to Canada for a really long time and I hated it. I became the worst person. I mean, it's terrible to say that, but I did not like myself when I went back to Canada. I came from a small town and everyone had known me ever since I was, a baby. And of course, when we're teenagers, we all make mistakes. We grow up, we become these sassy little punks who think we know what we're talking about all the time. And it's kind of hard to come back there and say, hey, look, I'm grown up now. I know that I was a jerk, and I'm different. Because they don't see that difference. They'll always see that little girl. And so for that reason, when I went back to Canada, I became that little girl again, because that's who everyone expected me to be. And it was really difficult, and that's why I couldn't make videos for so long. I was just so unhappy, and I was embarrassed. Spontaneously, I finally just said, I have to get out. And aside from getting married or enrolling in university, the next easiest thing for me to do was apply for language school. The reason I chose to go to language school was because I wasn't sure if I could afford to go to university. I couldn't make the 4-year commitment. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I had to get back here. And the cool thing about learning in a language school is that it's only part-time. So as long as you're going to school part-time and you have that proper attendance, you can get a valid working permit. So which means I go to school for 4 hours a day and I get the same stipulations as a working holiday visa holder regarding work. So I can go to school in the morning and work in the evening, and it's fine. Hopefully I'll have time to make other videos addressing other questions. It's just that I often get asked if I'm a teacher or a student, and so I wanted to clarify. Actually, right now I am working part-time as well, so I'm a teacher and I'm a student. But I don't think it really defines what I am in Japan, because there's so many other things that I'm doing here right now too. And on a final note, I just want to say, I'm not wearing any pants because it's hot outside.